Hello, my name is Raymond, and this will be my first sharing of my testimony. My journey begins at the age of 10. First, my life was built around lies and deception, and at the age of 10, I learned that my father had committed suicide when I was 6 months old. That's when my life began to take a turn, and I was going through an identity crisis and mixed up with the wrong things. I turned to crime and drugs, and by the age of 13, I was drinking alcohol and snorting coke. About 16, I started snorting meth. Coming around 21, I was smoking crack and ketamine, and then by the age of 30, I was full-blown addict, intravenously using meth, heroin, and coke. So my lifestyle had cost me everything, but during that part of my life, I was also still doing the wrong things and hanging with the wrong people, and really going in the opposite direction of where I am today. About 3 to 4 years ago, I don't remember the particular day, but I remember the experience. I stopped off at a church on the way home. Just something didn't feel right inside of me. And I had been slowly coming to the Lord and learning about His Word. And I had a fear in my heart. And I didn't know where it was coming from, but I knew something wasn't right inside. And I know that God doesn't give us the spirit of fear. And I was scared of what I might do or what might happen. Something was not right inside my head. So I stopped off at a church, and I prayed, and I asked God to intervene in my life. I handed my will over to Him. And I begged Him, and I said, I need you, Lord. Something is not right. Please intervene in my life. So later that night, I went for a drive. I was in my truck. I came around the corner. Everything seemed fine, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my truck squatted. And I felt like I was losing control. I realized that I couldn't bring it back under control. And I let go of the wheel. And I said, Lord, take the wheel. Jesus Christ, please take the wheel. And I tucked. And I flipped that truck 3 times. When I opened my eyes, everything was smashed up around me. And I had a dog with me, but the dog was gone. And my heart dropped. But I called him, and he came out. And me and my dog walked away from that wreck unscratched, no harm. I put a rope around his neck, and I started walking. And I made a vow to myself, never look back. Day after 40 years of wandering in the desert, I'm finally home. I'm clean, I'm sober. Every urge and desire for those drugs have been removed from me. For a long time, I wondered. But through Jesus Christ, I have been found.
I was born and raised in a Christian school. I was saved at a very young age. However, that doesn't exactly qualify you as being holy or walking with God. I guess where I kinda fell apart was being separated from my family who was out in Texas when I was in California. And I was essentially just living for myself, just doing what I wanted, when I wanted to do it, with the friends that I wanted to do it with. When I came out to Texas, I wasn't exactly ready to be God's representative, but that might be the changing point, is when I had my own way that I wanted to do things. I wanted to go be a deckhand on a fishing boat, and I wanted to do it this way, and I was gonna live in my car to do it. So what did God do? He wrecked the car. The car was gone, so He wrecked the car. I was crashing at a friend's house, and just my parents asked me the question, you wanna come to Texas? And I was like, okay, I'll come to Texas. It was from that point on that my relationship started improving with God. Me getting in a car accident, forcing me to move back to Texas with my family, like one of the best decisions that's, ever happened to me. And I started seeing what God was doing in my life. I started to see what He wanted me to do with my life. He gave me vision. He started giving me clarity. So all the drinking, the alcohol, the smoking, all of that stuff just started going by the wayside as I started to get more and more committed to focusing on who God was and what He was doing in my life. I mean, I've been through so many droughts of money, right? Money droughts, when you don't have any money to spend, when you don't have anything, but then God provides, hey, here's a job, here, you take this, here's some random money. I've seen that too many times. There's clearly somebody who's working for me.
Me llamo Javier Zamudio. Estoy hoy aquí para dar un pequeño testimonio acerca de cómo Dios ha transformado mi vida. Yo antes era un poco rebelde, necio. A través de eso mi esposa me ayudó a conocer a Dios. Ella hizo su propósito de enseñarme el buen camino de Dios. Yo no pertenecía a ninguna iglesia, hacía muchas cosas malas, pero que Dios se movió grandemente en mi vida es cuando yo no quería dejar el alcohol ni dejar de fumar. Él me mostró cómo dejarlo, no sé. Muchas personas no pueden dejar eso, pero Dios lo hizo conmigo. A causa del alcohol estuve en la prisión por 3 meses. Es algo que no se olvida, estar en la cárcel. Ahí fue donde realmente me entregué al Señor y entendí cuál era su propósito, lo que Dios quería realmente que Él hiciera en mi vida, y a causa de eso logré ver cosas grandes en mí, en mi familia y en mi futuro. Es por eso que estoy aquí. Yo les invito y les animo que sigan el camino de Dios, a conocer a Dios. Ella hizo su propósito de enseñarme el buen camino de Dios. Oró por mí, hizo su propósito de que yo cambiara mi vida, mi forma de ser para una mejor vida para mí, y Dios ha sido grandemente bueno conmigo.
The testimony I want to bring to you today is how I encountered Christ. I was invited to a woman's encounter several times, but I always found the excuse not to go, until I saw my son at the age of 12 was asked to go, and he jumped right on in, and I saw the change that it made in him. The next time I was asked, I jumped right on in, and I went. And I knew that it was something that I needed, not for myself, but also for my son. And decision made, I went. Well, those 3 days that I was there, I encountered Christ in a way that I never thought I would encounter Him. And I say that because growing up, I had so much hate for my dad, anger. I couldn't stand to be in the same room with him. And when I went to this encounter, one of the sessions that they had was write down on a piece of paper 3 people that you have anger towards, have hate towards. And my dad was on top of that list. And then they said, okay, now when you're ready, go to one of the workers and you pretend like that person is the person on your list and just let everything come out. That day, I felt like I vomited, not in the natural, but I vomited in the spirit. And I let a lot of anger and a lot of hate go that day. That's when I knew God was real. He is real. He can deliver. But you have to make that step. So when I was able to come back, my relationship with my dad changed. When I was in the same room with him, I didn't feel that anger. I didn't feel that hate. And I knew that God had done something in me. I encountered Christ at that encounter. God gave me something, even though it was in just a couple of months. But He gave me those couple of months with my dad because I lost so many years. He gave me a couple of months with my dad because about 4 months later, my dad passed. Can you imagine how it would have been like if I would have continued to hate my dad and I would have lost him? But God knew what I needed, and He knew, even though it was 3 or 4 months, He knew what I needed. And he strengthened that relationship in those 3 or 4 months. He let me see my dad through eyes that I had never seen him before. Because people will fail you, but you have to realize God doesn't fail you. So he restored that relationship. I've seen the goodness of God. I've witnessed the goodness of God. Just take that chance with him.
I've witnessed it.
I've witnessed it.
I've witnessed it.
Y estoy orgulloso de ser hijo de Dios.